Hello. Hello, everyone. Hi. Hi, Asra. Hi, Amin. Hello. Noise? Oh, what do you mean by noise? A little bit noise. What do you mean by noise? Oh, it's noisy? Why? Okay. So how can I... Hello, Pedro. Hello, Saha. How can I fix it? Is it okay right now? But we can hear. Hello, Faiza. Shima. Hello. It's okay? So you mean I don't use my headphone? Oh. Let's check again. Is it better? How's the sound better with the headphones? Is that okay? Hi? Hi, Amara. How's the sound? Noise is back. So I must... Okay, thanks. Thanks for telling me. It's wheezing. Okay. So if it's alright, I don't use any headphone. If it's okay, please tell me. Remove it. Hi. Everything is okay. No, it's not okay. Right? The sound is okay without headphone. Okay, so I'm not using it. Okay, I put them in their case. Just okay. Hello, Sepide. How are you? How are you, beautiful doctor? We've got beautiful doctor here. It's good now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello. Today is Earth Day. Happy Earth Day. And let me tell you, the Earth without art is just eh. Hello. Okay. Shall we wait for others to join us or not? Okay, let me tell you something. Many years ago, kind of 13 years ago, I was teaching kids. At that time, the kids were very young and they were kind of 5 or 6 year olds. So they were so, they were so cool, nice, and for the first time they were about to give test. It was ABCD or something like that. So they were stressed out. It was their first time. They weren't familiar with exams or so. They even hadn't started their school or something like that. So that was kind of weird to them. They were sitting on their chairs and they said, "Teacher, we're stressed out." And I said, okay, so put your legs on the table under your chairs. So the stress will go. Okay? No. First, sorry. First, I told them to stand up and jump. I told them stand up and jump, so all of the stresses are going to the Mother Earth. Then I told them, please sit down and put your feet on the table under your chair. Okay? And I remember I was just standing and they loved me so much. Whenever I entered their class, they just hugged me. So they said, one of them raised her hand and said, teacher, may I ask you a question? And I said, okay, yes, dear, ask me the question. And she said, how about you? All of the stresses are coming inside your body. She was a genius. I haven't thought about that since then. And then I told her, okay, darling, the earth is moving, okay? So the stresses are going, so no worries. Okay. Yoga English lesson? Yeah, kind of yoga English lesson. They were jumping, kind of Zumba English lesson. Okay, are you ready? Shall we start? Hello, Behnam. So, happy Earth Day. It was about Earth. So, shall we start? If you're ready, tell me that you're ready. If you're ready, type ready, please. Yes. You're ready. Okay. Hello, Amir Hussein. Okay. First, let's start with this one that I like very much. The earth without art is just air. Agree, disagree? Do you agree or disagree? Okay, everyone, as always, we will start with fully agree. We will start with some true and false. The topic of this live is about part 3 IELTS speaking exam. Okay, so I'm going to give you some sentences. Okay, if you think it's true, write T. If you think it's false, write F. Yes? Okay. First sentence. The interviews are recorded so examiners can listen together and score them afterwards. T for true and F for false. T for true, F for false. The interviews are recorded so examiners can listen together and score them afterwards. Business said it's true. Come on, everybody. T for true, F for false. If the sentence is true, please comment T. If it's false, write F. True. Asra said it's true. Hi, Ali Raza. Hello. Just two people. Pedram said it's true. English without true. All of the people said it's true. It should be recorded. So false. Okay, so all of you said it's true, yes? You change your mind. Okay, I see. Okay, it's false. Because they want to keep it as an evidence. Okay? The second one. If it's true, T. If it's false, F. Part 3 IELTS speaking questions are related to Part 2. T for true and F for false. Part 3 IELTS speaking questions are related to Part 2. What is Y? True or false? T or F? Part 3 IELTS speaking questions are related to Part 2. True? False? False. Patty said it's false. Business said it's false. Part 3 IELTS speaking questions are related to Part 2. Is it true or is it false? Type T if you think it's true and F if you think it's false. Finish? Okay, in Part 2 IELTS exam, you will be given a cue card. I talked about it last week, the exact time on my live. You can watch it via my YouTube channel. I saved it. You will be given a cue card, okay? In that cue card, there's a topic. It could be about many things, about education, about your best teacher, about something. You will be given 1 minute and talk for 2 minutes, okay? Then after that, in Part 3, the questions are somehow related to those you were given, the cue card. If it's about your, for example, education, if it's regarding education, Part 3 is kind of is about education as well. So it is true. Next one. Part 3 IELTS speaking takes 3 to 4 minutes. Is it true or is it false? T for true and F for false. Come on, T if you think it's true and F if you think it's false. Is it complicated, Patty? T, you think it's true. Asra thinks it's true. Four to 5 minutes. True. True. Finish? Yeah, it's true. 3 to 4 minutes it take. And yeah, it's longer than part 2. You're right. Okay, the last true false. Hi, Sanas. Okay, T for true, F for false. You must predict, analyze, compare, and give your opinion about a specific topic in part 3 Speaking IELTS exam. Is it true or is it false? T for true and F for false. T for true and F for false. You must predict, analyze, compare, and give your opinion about the specific topic in part 3 IELTS exam. T for true and F for it's a jog. Yeah, it's this one. Bigger than my head, huh? Yeah, Paria, I don't know, Paria said it's false. Finish? Come on. Is it true or is it false? You must predict, Parisa. You must predict, analyze, compare, and give your opinion about the specific topic. Is it true? T for true and F for false. Please answer. Hurry up! Hurry up! T for true, F for false. Okay, in part 3 IELTS speaking exam, you will be given some abstract questions. So as a result, you should predict, you should analyze, you should compare, and most importantly, you must give your opinion about a specific topic. These are some common topics regarding part 3 IELTS exam. Oh, sorry. Let me read it. Technology, education, TV influence, leisure activities, transportation, shopping, sports, and arts. Okay, it's not limited to these topics, but these are more common topics regarding part 3 IELTS exam. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about some do's in IELTS speaking part 3. If you're ready, write me ready. Hello, Pega. Hello, Arash. If you're ready, type me ready. Some do's about speaking part 3 IELTS. Are you ready? Write R if you're ready. Ready, ready. Sahar, ready and steady. Pedram is ready. Pega is ready. Okay, the first do everybody ask if you don't understand a word. Okay, for example, you don't understand a vocabulary, you can ask, yes, what's the meaning of this, what's the meaning of that? No problem, you can ask. This was the first tip that you should do in IELTS Part 3 speaking. Second one, give details, examples, and reasons. Yes, for example, one of the questions, suffering is universal. Agree, disagree? I agree. It's not enough. Don't give short answers. Okay, then give, for example, some examples. Suffering is universal. Agree, disagree? I agree to this statement. I agree with this statement to some extent. Suffering is universal. All of the people are all suffering in some ways. Hi to the people who are joining us. In some ways, in different ways, kind of thing. For instance, people who are wealthy are suffering from not losing their money. Okay, so they still have monetary issues. And on the other hand, people who are not very rich are suffering as well because they don't have enough money. Okay, so what I did was answering the question, give the monkey what she wants, okay? And then supporting my answer by giving examples and reasons, right? Okay. Another do. Everybody, please stick to the topic. If you're asked about art, don't talk about sports. Okay, stick to the topic. If you're giving examples, okay, give examples about arts. Okay, so this is so important. Most of my students make mistake. They forget about the exact question and they talk about some other stuffs. Okay, so if you're asked about art, give examples about art. Please stick to the topic. Please, please. Okay. And the last do, please use modals. Most of the time you must make predictions, so modals are necessary. What are modals? Can, could, may, should, must. Okay? Let me give you an example. Technology may make huge difference in the near future. I used may, which is a modal. Okay? So this is the end of do's. Now we're going to talk about the things that you should never do, okay, in speaking part 3. If you're ready, type me ready. If you're ready, type me ready. Come on, hurry up, hurry up. R for ready. Don'ts. Things that you shouldn't do. Are you ready? Ready? Astra is ready for don'ts. Sahar R. Pedram R. Okay, so the first tip about the things that you shouldn't do in IELTS speaking part 3 exam is don't worry if you make mistakes. It's okay. Okay? Mistakes. I always say that I love mistakes, so I make a new one every day. Okay? Which means that if you're making a mistake, don't repeat it. And another tip is that whenever you figure out that you're having some mistakes, you can correct them on the spot. No problem. You won't lose scores. Okay? Okay, second tip. Everybody avoid pauses by using gap fillers. What are gap fillers? Well, actually, to be honest, okay? For example, you're asked a kind of abstract question. Let me give you an example. For example, would you let sick people die because they are suffering? Okay, it's kind of abstract question. You're not that much ready to answer. Okay, so whenever you're thinking, okay, in order to avoid pauses, you can use gap fillers. You say, well, actually, I think that, okay, you're telling these gap fillers in order to buy time yourself, okay, in order to think of what you're going to say next. Okay, well, actually, to be honest, these are very good. These are not the only gap fillers. I just give you some examples. Okay, so let's do it now. Would you let sick people die because they are suffering? Well, actually, I don't think so. You know, this thing, dying or living, let's leave it up to God. Okay, so I don't think that the doctors must use euthanasia in order to avoid people from suffering of some chronic diseases. Okay, so I used well, actually, to be honest, in order to think of the things that I'm going to say next. Okay? The third one is don't use I think too much. Okay, one of my students told me, I don't want to use I think. What can I use instead? I said, I do believe that, to my best of knowledge, if you ask me, I would say these are the things that you can use instead of I think. Please don't use it more than once. I think. Okay? It's not okay. You will lose some scores because of repetition. The next don't is don't go off topic. I told you, please stick to the topic. This is so important, so I put them in both in do's and don'ts. So don't go off topic. If you're asked about some monuments, don't talk about kind of your family or something like that, okay? Unless you're giving example of, for example, going on a trip with your family to a monument or something like that. Okay, you have to stick to the topic and don't go off topic, please. The last don't is don't memorize answers. Okay, at least try to show natural. Okay, because the examiners will understand that you memorize. It's crystal clear that you are memorizing some kinds of sentences. Whenever you're learning, it's horse of a different color. You can memorize stuff. But when it comes to speaking, you should speak in a natural way. Okay? Okay? Who's ready for answering some part 3 questions using the tips I told you, the advices. Sorry, the pieces of advice. Because advice is uncountable. Who's ready? Volunteer. Who's going to answer the questions? Part 3. I'm waiting. Questions part 3. Not me, look like a zombie. Okay. Who's ready? Question. The question is, these are the questions. Hello. Hello, will you please introduce yourself, honey?
Hands free. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Will you please introduce yourself, honey?
Yes, I'm Astra. You
Oh.
are my teacher. And I acquaint to your page through searching in Instagram. It's a pleasure. I'm here.
Thank you. My pleasure. Are you ready?
Yes. What is
Hello,
the
Tia.
question?
Okay. Okay, these are your questions. I put them, but it's not okay. Sorry, which is not okay. Okay. So, in your opinion, in what ways does art influence life?
Can you repeat it?
Yes, definitely. In your opinion, in what ways does art influence life?
Well, I should say art, in my opinion, art is everything in my life. And I can I can I can tell you, art influence everybody's life because you can never see people that are not interested in art. At least they can they if they don't have any talent in art or create mastercard or artwork, but they are interested in art. And
How about your
in my
life? How about your life? Does it
well,
influence your life?
yes, of course. Uh, my my field in university is not related to art, and I'm not a art person,
Mhm.
but really I'm interested in create artwork
Mhm.
or uh, watching a masterwork.
Mhm.
Uh,
How did it influence you, honey?
uh, Really, it gives me a peace of mind. And when I go to the exhibition, uh, really, I feel calm, and I wanted to stay there for
Okay.
for
Okay.
hours.
Okay. Thank you. Next question. Do you think art is an effective way to express an idea?
Uh, Definitely. I think everything crossed in my mind. We can credit an artist uh, can do that in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the masterwork, you can see uh, lots of talent and uh, uh, lots of uh, think and that artists use it and create uh, their masterwork.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
You know, yes, yes. If you ask me, do you think art is an effective way to express an idea? I would say that yeah, definitely, it's a good way to express an idea. Sometimes the artists they do some masterpieces in order to show their feelings, in order to express their feelings. For instance,
yes, yes,
paintings. There are some pieces of arts by some, I don't know the name, but they use some kinds of um, depressive colors like gray. So it shows that the time the period of time that they were doing this kind of this piece of art, they were so depressed. Okay, they were so depressed.
yes,
So they're,
yes,
or sometimes they are giving their ideas regarding, for example, they want to show some political views by drawing some stuff, doing some making some sketches. Yes, they would like to.
yes, of course.
Yeah, they would like to show disagreements. Okay, and the
Yes.
question: what issues do you think an artist should consider when creating work for a public place?
Uh, I think every artist always consider the situation of their society. For instance, I can see nowadays, then we are in quarantine, or uh, lots of society are in silence. Uh, I think creatures and artists can show their feeling and their feeling and their emotions uh, their artwork,
Mhm.
and show the situation of their society and that atmosphere that are in their society and their country,
Mhm.
uh, with creating
For example,
um,
there's no exhibition.
Yes, there is no exhibition, and all of museum are closed.
Yeah.
But they can create their emotion and feelings in artwork, in their artwork.
Thank you so much, Asra.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for inviting
Sure.
me.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay. If any question, if any questions regarding part 1, part 2, part 3 speaking IELTS, please write them here and I will answer you in 1 minute. Then we will wrap it up and finish it. If any question regarding speaking, IELTS speaking exam, please write them here. Thank you. Everything was crystal clear? You don't have any question? Ten, 9, 8, 7. Yeah, dear. You're late. 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. This is the end of my live regarding speaking. I told you the speaking part 1, part 2, and part 3. So wait for my next live on maybe writing. I will let you know. Follow me and I will let you know about my next live. It could be listening or writing. I haven't decided yet. Thanks for following me and supporting me, and love you all. And have a nice weekend. Bye bye.